It's me, Sora, bringing you my viewers. Another live stream. Um, this is just a bullshit live stream. If I could have took the notion to do it before I watched this video, and I would have called out my prediction, I would have done it. But either way, I called it. I watched it's a 16-minute video. I watched it to the 12 minute mark, a little over 12-minute mark, and sure enough, my prediction came true. This is not a YouTuber I'm subscribed to, not a YouTuber I'm really caring about. It's just one. It just I've watched maybe a couple of his videos just based off title, um, and I just love the simple facts that he goes this far. He goes this far in defense of de- defense of an Xbox. He says he's a a non-partial or an unbiased opinion. Maybe in his gaming life in his head he is, but his YouTube channel is not. He his whole YouTube channel is to um, which rightfully is so. I mean, to dispatch stupid Sony fanboys and the stupid shit they say. Which he him aiming at that, yeah, he's gonna be 100% correct on, or a good 97%. Excuse me, 97% correct. But basically, on a PlayStation fanboy has made us tweet saying only Sony and Nintendo put up quality games. Now, it'd be kind. I wouldn't really say that, but then I think, well, what what would I do to prove it? I mean, I would. Of course, you losers won't believe I'm a Sony fanboy, and I don't want to really prove that Xbox does. But what can I name off? What can I name from Xbox? Because that's what people would be attacking with this tweet. They wouldn't be mentioning any other thing but maybe naming off some titles and say, hey, no, Xbox has got this title. Xbox has got this title. Xbox has got this title. Well, let's see how much that is. Let's see how much that happens. Because this is not only his thoughts at him addressing this tweet, because he reads all the uh, responses on Twitter from that tweet. He reads all of the responses. So it's not only his head that we're going to buy that's going to try to prove this otherwise. It's other people that's read his tweet that he's reading off Twitter. Let's see how, like I said, oh yeah, I done gave it away. 12-minute mark in, no one's mentioned that one Xbox title. Ah, fuck, you won't zoom up, zoomed in too far.
To a receiver today, and there is never a dull day of Sony fanboy nonsense just spewed on social media. So apparently, the only games that matter are first-party titles in these Sony fanboys' opinions. And it's like they just trash Xbox exclusive.
Well, if you're comparing, I mean, no, only titles doesn't matter is the fight you're trying to fight here is it that's the only games that matter. They're not saying the only games that matters is the exclusives. They're just saying PlayStation, Nintendo, games that comes from their companies. They're exiling the third party shit you get everywhere. So they can create that poll involving just those two things. And see, you're so insecure, you're letting it leak into being about Xbox. And why is that? And then here's the thing. Yeah, you it might not be that you don't have to be that stupid to see it was drove that way to be Xbox. But that's but here's the simple fact. The people that was that made that tweet was smart enough to know that you was going to not only see through it to be about Xbox, that you was going to feed into it about Xbox, and they knew you was not going to have a title to prove otherwise. So you not only you read into it, but you fell for it.
Trash major third-party games, which most people are playing third-party multi-platform games, but in this guy's opinion, only PlayStation and Nintendo are the only companies left that care to provide actual games people want to play. Yes, they have other areas, but the core experiences have not been put to the wayside. If that ever happens for Nintendo or PlayStation, the industry is finished. So the industry just can't go without Nintendo or PlayStation. Like, wow. They just don't stop with the nonsense.
Nonsense. Jeez, dude. What I let's say the Nintendo or Sony, just one of them went away. Let's say Sony went away. My choices would be going to a complete a console that's mainly towards portable gameplay. Yeah. I'm a serious gamer. When I do my gaming, I want to do it casual. I mean, as a form of entertainment at home, where I'm enjoying playing gaming. I don't want to be constantly doing it somewhere else where someone will be looking at me and judging me for what I'm choosing to do somewhere else. Playing games was for me is to experience new other worlds and stuff like that. Now, if it's just Nintendo and Xbox, I have okay experiences with Nintendo. What would I have with Xbox? Jeez, what recent title? What title would I have to look forward to? What kind of state would I have, or would that title be in? And more likely, the next title is going to be in. The next title is going to be in. The next title is going to be in. Yeah, I think I would. I think I would go with Nintendo.
That's just nonsensical tweets that just don't stop with it. So.
No, it's not.
PlayStation, the recently released game has been a remaster of the remaster of the remaster. They want to clarify. They want.
Yes. I'm not for the remaster of the remaster of the remaster. I will not be purchasing. I will not be giving money for that decision to Sony. I am a true gamer. I am a real gamer, unlike some other people are not. Xbox. I will call out. I mean, do I make videos doing it? No. But everybody knows I wouldn't. If I bought the game, no, I haven't bought it. So, Would I rather buy a game that's rightfully should not be made, that's not been remastered enough, solely for maybe the new achievements or the additional gamer score that I could possibly add to my score, more so than I would purchase a game that's in the condition of Halo Infinite? Yes. I would see that you can't. This dude couldn't answer. Which one would be a more well money spent? A remaster of a remaster of a remaster. That the only thing you difference you're going to feel out of it is the new schemes of the using the new DualShock sense and maybe some more gamer score. Or would you rather purchase a game that's in the condition that Halo Infinite is? Yeah, I think any person with any kind of brain cells would say, yeah, the remaster is less of a rip-off. It might be a money grab, but it's not no more of a rip-off than Halo Infinite is.
Right. Described as a remake. Most people are calling it a cash grab. Even big YouTubers calling them out. I've seen big YouTubers call them something else as well. So I guess they don't care about it not being sensible. They say, hey, it's pretty much called how it is, called the game of cash grab. But this is one of the main standards we have to strive for at the Xbox now. Or even Nintendo, they recently released Splatoon 3. And if you put Splatoon 3 side by side with Splatoon 2, I probably couldn't tell you the difference. They look exactly identical. They look very similar. So, that's the industry standard right there. It's like, when are they going to stop with these narratives that only exclusives matter and don't trash from every third party multi-platform game in existence?
Again, no one stated that exclusives matter, but you could say mostly people pick off of familiarity or where their friends are going to go play, especially now. It's not going to matter with crossplay and shit like that, but still, if I'm going to, there is still a high chance that I'm going to pick a console that's got great Spider-Man experiences games because I'm a crazy fanatic Marvel fan over a company that's killing their best named franchise, running it through the ground and through the dirt and destroying it.
It's just weird behavior. It's just like PlayStation and let that be that. Why do you have to make these dumb narratives that only PlayStation or Nintendo?
See how many times he's got to say this?
So let's see what people
How many times he's got to say this?
It's just like wow at this point. This guy says, this just agrees. This guy says, this is such a wrong opinion, especially given how big and broad the actual market is. Yeah, it truly is.
No. If such a big and broad as the market is, name off one game, Xbox. You say it's about Xbox. You later on in the video, he says it's about Xbox. One of these people in this tweet has got to name one Xbox title that could be considered quality.
I guess he doesn't know Microsoft as a software company on the gaming side is a their big source of income like Sony and Nintendo. Microsoft can survive without Xbox, can Sony or Nintendo survive without their gaming side?
No, the question is, could Xbox survive any further without these acquisitions? That's the question. Because
kids just say no to drugs. Because I was the guy who posted this. He has to be under the influence of something dangerous like that. Cat, again, I swear y'all should be tired of this hat shaking my head. The mobile market is way bigger than consoles. I mean, it is kind of true. I'll be honest. Almost everybody on Earth has a smartphone. So I mean, it's true. But who really
Now,
cares? I mean,
smartphone. Why is smartphone being brung up? My God. Oh, why is mobile gaming being brung up within quality games within two companies, Nintendo and PlayStation? Oh my God, it's like it's like everybody that is responding to this tweet on Twitter that he's reading off has had a brain fart moment where they just can't name an Xbox title that might not truly fit the definition. So they just refuse to do so and just saying anything.
play smartphone game like that. But the hardcore gamer don't really care about mobile games like that.
Yeah, and
I mean, like, sure, I dabbled and dabbled in some smartphone.
remember this. Remember, so he says, I'm not, mobile gaming and stuff like that and stuff like that. He's playing it off like, buh, 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 buh.
Games in the past, but it's not like that's like a mainstay for hardcore gamer. Like, this guy says, big facts, man. Nintendo is so big that people buy Steam Deck just to play Nintendo game. This is FPS. I guess, whatever.
You see right there. See right there. He can't even stand the simple fact that this person said they bought a portable PC. They bought a portable PC to play the Nintendo games titles on it. And that also spared the narrative true that the people are wanting to play the Nintendo titles so much they're even wanting to play it on other hardware opposite to the Nintendo.
Fairly, they could be as big as Xbox and PlayStation, but because they're too stubborn to invest in actual good hardware, which I wish they would do, to be honest. It's like, why do I have to play your games at this suboptimal settings for modern gaming? It's like, I understand you want to do a whole handheld market, but a lot of people my age and older just want to play the stuff at home. I don't see the appeal of taking a device with me, a game device with me to play outside of my house. It's like most people just want to play the game at home. They want to be the least.
I used to say that too. I wish Nintendo would come up with better hardware to match the competitors' hardware and not worry about stupid gimmicks and shit like that. Now, like I said, I'm not for a portable device completely where I carry it around with me everywhere. Maybe if I was on a plane, I could see it, having a Nintendo Switch. If I was driving from, let's say, taking a trip to Florida, yes, great. I actually want one of the Steam Decks. I actually almost bought a Steam Deck. But do I have any indulgence of buying an Xbox? Hell no.
To modern standards for graphics and performance at this point. Like, they're not asking for a lot. It just work like the bare minimum for Nintendo at this point. But Nintendo gets away with just doing the least for the subpar hardware at this point. They still sell like hotcakes, which is just ridiculous. I'm not sure I agree with this, but I find myself enjoying it.
Still sell a lot of hotcakes because it's obviously wanted. And it ain't ridiculous.
Games have been abandoned, F-Zero, Star Fox, etc. And my Switch can go months between uses right now. Preach, the industry has been trashed for years with Sony and Nintendo being the saving grace for people. Get it?
See, love how he laughed that off. Love how he laughs that off. Nintendo and Sony's been the saving grace. And I love how he's just trying to laugh that off. You tell the truth is really getting to him. That he says he owns the PlayStation 5. He said he owned a PlayStation 4. He said he owned the Xbox One. He has that Xbox Series X. You know this is a fanboy, Xbox fanboy. And this is such a dumb Xbox fanboy. I called him out in one of his videos. He actually believed, and everybody knows, he actually believed that the Call of Duty shit where you get DLC, the map packs first, and shit like that, he actually stated in one of the videos that Sony started that shit first. No, Xbox started that shit first. It was Xbox in the 360 days that started getting the DLC first. Sony didn't get the DLC first until Xbox was still getting it on Ghost. Xbox was still getting it on I think it was not until Advanced Warfare that PlayStation started getting it.
Then why are so many people begging Xbox to bring Starfield to PlayStation? Or Call of Duty for that matter? People are having a hissy fit of Call of Duty, which might be an Xbox exclusive for that game's multiplayer.
Oh yeah, you're naming
like,
off.
PlayStation and Nintendo are all you need. Why are you complaining about these other games being exclusives of multi-platform? Not true, you're talking purely as a console gamer, which as usual is short-sighted. Mobile is where the most money is. Yeah, I kind of have to agree with that. Like,
Now see, now he's
I see a lot of people probably making a lot of money.
contradicted himself. He just contradicted himself. The first person that brought up mobile game, he's like, nah, and that he doesn't really play mobile. And now he's good. You're right. Mobile game. I love fucking how he contradicts himself.
Because people don't really play hardcore games on instant. They play games on a cell phone, like Candy Crush, all those super casual games.
Now he's naming titles off. Now,
you want that Pokemon Go one? That was crazy. That was like a big mobile game. So I definitely see the mobile market is definitely a big money maker.
and now he's even saying he played Pokemon Go. This dude is a complete loser. I wish if I was one of those people that remembered the times and stuff like that, I would go back where he's nah about mobile and then go right back to here and
It's unfortunate because Nintendo is the most anti-consumer of the three. It provides some of the best in quality games, while Xbox being the most consumer of the three struggle to deliver. I mean, what's the purpose of them providing some of the best quality? They want to say it's the best quality games, but you have to put on sub quality hardware, like sub quality modern hardware. At that, it's like really.
It's not about. See right there, and any gamer will tell you. A true quality game isn't evolved around. Even Xbox has been defensive back on the Xbox One. Oh, graphics doesn't matter. It's the gameplay. And even the false narrative someone's creating and about a narrative. It ain't. It's about the story. Oh, but it's not about a deep arm clenching story. It's about gameplay. Will you make up your mind? Oh, it's about the culture. You stupid fucking Xbox losers.
I just kind of wish like Nintendo would just do bare minimum for like modernity. I don't guess like modern sake is the word you want to use here.
Modern, you stupid
like,
motherfucker.
Nintendo just so far behind that hardware department. Like, jeez.
Modern.
You still got first party games on Nintendo that can barely hit like 60 FPS. They're not even doing the best graphics.
What we want is what matters to a gamer is a fucking complete game that is 100% or at least 91% completed? Is Halo Infinite 91% completed? No. Is Halo Infinite uh 57% completed? No. And it's done been out almost more than a year now.
It's crazy what's in right now. That sounds like you lack game history. Microsoft has done a lot for the indie scene, but the most innovations have come from recently. They've had some of arcades to highlight them as well. They also put
It's almost like someone else.
trying to make 56K work. Go on. Okay. Interesting. If that was the case, I don't think we would be seeing so much drama coming from Sony. each and every few days or a week, there's like some new drama coming from Sony. So.
Where are we? We're 7 minutes in, not one title from Xbox. From him or all these Xbots in defensive in a timeline of Twitter.
Man, these PlayStation reviews are always so funny. Thank God we have the data to show otherwise.
Data to show otherwise. Thank God we have the data to show otherwise. Yeah. What data has been mentioned? Data about mobile games has been proven that it's not only Sony, Nintendo creating quality games. How does bringing up mobile games? I would for this statement to be contradicted or prove is by bringing up a title from Xbox. Bring up a title from Xbox. That would be the, like this was Family Feud, and let's say the question was leading up to where they would have the number one survey answered would be mention the title from Xbox will prove this statement wrong. And they can't mention not one title.
They claim that the exclusives are all that matters. Most people don't even buy some exclusives like that. It's kind of like, it's just hilarious. They cap so much for these exclusives that their audience don't buy. They're most likely buying NBA 2K, Fortnite, or FIFA or Call of Duty. Statements like this it will never matter. Someone will come along and provide some type of video games, whether you like it or not. It will just be us problem.
At Tractor Supply, we know nothing feels better than doing things yourself. Sure, it saves you a bunch of money, but...
And I loved how he brings up that we only play probably FIFA, or, we mostly play FIFA or Call of Duty. But guess what? What you Xboxes are going to be doing, since your companies, your homegrown companies that's making experiences from scratch can't make the quality games. So what is Microsoft doing? They're purchasing the company itself that makes fucking Call of Duty. So that's the only thing you're going to have to look forward to say that you're going to have a quality game that's not that's now a first party game. You're trying to diss us, saying we probably only play Call of Duty anyways. When that's the only thing that y'all gonna have against y'all underneath your, as a weapon now later on down the line. It's the only thing y'all gonna have as a weapon as a game that y'all have that will be any count. It's Call of Duty.
It ain't us problem. As God says, the companies I prefer are the ones that care. And that's a bad take.
I don't see the bad take. I don't see how it's a bad take.
First off, Sony is the only one of the big three that hasn't moved gaming forward or did something that everyone copied. Arbitrarily.
I love this. He they do just he just read off a tweet that said Sony hasn't pushed any technology advances within a gaming history without even looking it up, which Sony has pushed a lot of advances in technology within gaming. And he says, someone tweets, it says they copy Microsoft, which they have. They copied, the Game Pass, the game reward shit. But
Man, I don't know what people copy off Sony. I don't think any company would copy off Sony. Oh, Sony just copies up other companies. I mean, that is kind of true. Like, I don't see Microsoft copying off Sony or Nintendo copying off Sony. I just see Sony copying off everybody else. Nintendo saved the gaming in the 80s. Xbox ushered in modern gaming, the FPS genre, and online infrastructure, and the pretty much achievements in Game Pass, pretty much, and Quick Resume. Xbox has done a lot for the industry because it progressed it, while Sony just done nothing else well than raise prices. So I kind of agree with this comment right here. They're the only ones investing in VR. I mean, I get it.
right there, VR. I would again remember first statement that when mobile gaming was fucking mentioned, he was all down about it. He's like, ah. Then the second mentioned that he started naming games. He started naming games, even mentioning Pokemon Go. He was like down on it, like it was almost an embarrassment for true gamers. And then he started naming off games. And now he's mentioned VR, and he's like, oh yeah, I guess that is a thing. But guess what? Your Xbox is so desperate to exit the console to fight for you being a true game that you say you are, that you love to be a true sincere gamer, that you don't like playing mobile, you don't want to think about playing mobile, but Xbox is pushing a niche narrative to play everywhere. I think that narrative is more niche than VR.
She can give them that, but it's like, I guess there you go. So you invest in VR, which is like that's a super niche genre.
Super niche. He said super niche. A person that mentioned mobile gaming or any of that mobile gaming was an embarrassment to true gaming. Then doubles back on the next time mobile game was mentioned, and and then he goes and mentions VR as a super small niche, while Xbox is so trying to exist to a point where they're at a they pushing play anywhere to have a safe plan to still be around when they seen they lost. That they would mainly be on PC and mobile devices. And and again, this is someone that's been talking about Nintendo. Bad about Nintendo that they don't keep up with hardware. Does the cell phones, yeah, they upgrade. But how often are you going to have to upgrade your phone to keep playing Xbox, to be an Xbox fanboy, to play anywhere or have a PC?
Care about VR. I don't care about VR at all. I said that in previous multiple videos at this point. I just don't care. But I guess you could say that innovating VR at this point. These dudes are really hurting Microsoft doing business. Yeah.
How's that? What's that got to do with the statement?
The
What's that got
post
to
is
do?
about PlayStation and Nintendo, yet you have Xbox fanatics over here crying. Yes, because he doesn't mention Xbox literally. We know who he's referring to. He says only PlayStation and Nintendo is doing some for industry. So who is he not talking about? Xbox. So it's obviously a shot at Xbox.
Yeah, see right there. He says shot at
I have to
Xbox.
get Jesus to figure it out.
You don't have to be a genius to figure that out.
The post is about PlayStation and Nintendo, yet you have Xbox fanatics over here crying. Yes, because he doesn't mention Xbox literally. We know who he's referring to. He says only PlayStation and Nintendo is doing some for industry. So who is he not talking about? Xbox. So it's obviously a shot at Xbox.
And okay, it's a shot at Xbox. Give a normal shot back in response of what's said. Name an Xbox game that would be fit as a rebuttal to their statement. Name an Xbox game that is quality. You can't do it. Then they had every right to fucking say it. And even if it was that Xbox, you took the bait, full hook, full string, and you jumped. You jumped in the fisherman's basket, already seasoned yourself, and being ready to cook.
You have your chance to figure it out. Never go full pony, face palm.
Again, I'll never go full pony and make a statement like that. Never go full Xbox, hurt feelings over the truth, and feed into it, especially when you can't prove the narrative wrong. And when you don't, and when you're failed, or even show that you can come up with a legitimate argument against it, you do nothing but also prove it true. So you just went full Xbox.
So he says he's in a denial stage, pretty much. Y'all read a lot. Y'all can just say that you hate Xbox at the same time. You really can't at this point. Just say that. 0 days without nonsense. A 100% fact. Sony and Nintendo have been the only ones putting out the most games this year. Prove me wrong. I mean, that's the only bar of standards that you put out the most games each year. What those games like those trash games that was on the PSN store, they just recently had to remodel their whole store because it was an abundance of just random shovelware crap like Taco Dancing or Taco Man or whatever type of random crap they had on the store. So, I mean, I'm not really sure. It's like, just because he bought the most games doesn't mean anything. It could be like some real trash games.
11.
Oh, the hurt in this tweet. You gotta be really bothered by Xbox to make a tweet like that.
No. How Xbox? You're not even creating a narrative. Or you're not going to address the statement by proving it incorrect by providing an Xbox game that you believe is in quality enough to be considered. How about at least providing a narrative that for them to make that tweet, to provide the narrative that would lead to them being hurt from something from Xbox has done to make this statement that you can't rebuttal. I think you're trying to create dots. You're trying to make an excuse for them without creating a dot, drawing out the dots and the cause for them to make that tweet, because you can't argue the facts.
Xbox makes games that are just as good, bro. What's for Xbox?
Oh, look, finally, Xbox makes games just as good. How long? How long? 11 minutes and 20 seconds. And I think I didn't think I heard that one, or I think I didn't make it this far. But finally, we got it. Let's hear what he has to say.
Maybe like some real trash games. Oh, the hurt in this tweet. You gotta be really bothered by Xbox to make a tweet like this. Like, what?
I think the person that's hurt is the person reading the tweet and not arguing against it. Here it is.
Xbox makes games that are just as good, bro. What's for Xbox taking the lead? You wouldn't have crossplay or cloud gaming.
The whole time, I really didn't have this planned. I really did not know that tweet was going to come up. I mean, or that was going to be said. I really didn't. I promise you, I didn't. Before this tweet is where I ended it. I didn't watch any further. The whole thing, I'm complaining that hey, we're saying the person in the tweet has said the only companies that's been making quality games is Nintendo and Sony. And I said he makes the narrative that he was a shot at Xbox. And anybody that would know it's a shot at Xbox would make the appropriate shot back by mentioning a game from Xbox. Naming a title from Xbox that they would consider quality just as much as what Sony has put out. And listen to what it went into when finally at the 11 minute and 20-second mark, someone finally brung up Xbox. Someone finally brung up Xbox games. Did they mention a game? No. Not going to say that. Not going to go there. That would be too much of a stumble and fall on your face. They're going to say Xbox creates just as good games. And they're going to bring up cross-play. No, let's go back. Let's listen to it.
Xbox makes games that are just as good, bro. What's for Xbox taking the lead? You wouldn't have crossplay or cloud gaming as well as Game Pass Ultimate.
You're going to start your statement with an argument within an argument against a statement of PlayStation, Nintendo is the only companies that makes quality games, and you're going to say Microsoft makes quality games as well, and if it wasn't for them, crossplay. Never mind the simple facts that the very first time crossplay was ever mentioned, and I know you non-knowledgeable people are going to say it was Sony against it. No, that was a recent within the PlayStation 4. No, crossplay was actually the notion of crossplay was actually introduced long before that. And it was Microsoft that was dead set against it. That Sony was actually for it. But anyway, so this dude's going to be stupid enough and try to say Microsoft also makes quality games too as well, and but not mention not one game, and brings up the only thing that Xbox has been selling for, well, besides crossplay. Hey, and the people are absolutely hating crossplay now over there on Xbox. You look up crossplay with Halo Infinite on YouTube. You'll find people begging crossplay to be disabled. They're begging Microsoft to add a feature to cut that crossplay off. How did that crossplay work out for you, Sea of Thieves? With the people on PC modding their shit where they're invisible and getting on your ship and sinking and taking all your shit. I love that this motherfucker was stupid enough to bring that up. Was stupid enough to bring that shit up. Crossplay. Never mind the simple facts that it was a long time ago. Microsoft was against it, and totally truth. To be honest, the only reason why Microsoft was for it at all is because gamer player base was not plentiful enough for third-party games over on Microsoft side. Like, most people would be playing Fortnite, and no one would be playing like one of the other third-party games like Apex Legends, or other way around. They needed crossplay to be a thing. PlayStation titles, sports titles, Xbox sports titles. There was not enough people playing certain games that were deadlocked to play on nothing but Xbox consoles. There was not enough people owning Xboxes to play with people on Xboxes. They were needing PlayStation to open those doors. But how sad is that? They also bring Game Pass. Game Pass. Really. You What does Game Pass guy do with a person tweeting out Nintendo and PlayStation is the only companies coming out with quality experiences? If the natural response is to mention a title from the obviously the competitor that's not mentioned, that was a direct tack on because they are being mocked because they do not have a title that you can name off, why not at least attempt it and name one off anyways? Name off fucking Crackdown 3. At least have some Because at least you could say you tried. Stupidly tried. But, my God. My God. Saying, you literally say they create titles too in this quality. Well, how about name me one? Name me one. How about saying Halo Infinite? Why couldn't you say it? Why couldn't you say it? Why couldn't you say it? Why is he not saying Halo Infinite? I mean, God, it is the Xbox title. It is the Xbox franchise. It is the face of Xbox. It is what gave Xbox life. That made it a true competitor. It is a gaming franchise that pushed boundaries, that gave Call of Duty a run for its money. Why can't you say Halo Infinite? Why? Why? Oh my. Oh my God. Oh. That just shows how sad. That just proves the narrative true. I mean, I started the stream with a notion that for what I watched was going to be good enough to say that they did not bring up not one title. And it was just going to be a little mock of how bad Xbox is. But I went a little further. A few seconds. 23 seconds further than I watched. And this tweet just blew up. Just really blew up my point. Making it more so that the person who made this tweet is right. And now, am I... Is Xbox going to have good games later on? Yes. They're in a grudge since the Xbox One days. It's going to get better, but I'm not going to consider the acquirees, especially the bigger ones, the Bethesda, the Activision. I'm not going to look at them as true Microsoft studios that really replenishes Xbox's outlook of games, because still, like I said before, it's not that they wasn't going to get anyways. So each game that they create was going to be put on their plate to be eaten anyways. It's just now, it's the titles that these companies were going to make, Xbox was going to get anyways. So their plate, their menu hasn't changed at all. So there has been no improvement. If there's nothing has truly changed, then there cannot be a truly improvement. That's just facts. So this has been another live stream, demolishing UX bots' delusions, cracking and breaking and destroying your little souls inside. Because you need your shit to be validated. Other X-bots that we know of needs their shit to be validated. They need their fellow backpatters, their fellow yay mans. You puppets will continue to yield to my will, for I thought I am the only beast and most definitely the only true puppet master. So real. Now that's so real.